The Greenwood School in Putney, Vermont has been helping students with learning challenges to realize their outstanding potential for 30 years. A pre-preparatory school for boys who need special help to master grade-level skills in reading, writing, spelling, or math, Greenwood believes in each student's ability to succeed.
The Greenwood School is so unique because it offers a balance between a highly comprehensive, scientifically proven remedial language program that's integrated throughout the curriculum, balanced with programs designed to awaken our students' many hidden talents. All of this is set in a family environment of a 2-to-1 student-teacher ratio in a very warm, nurturing community. The result is a school that transforms lives by helping our students discover their academic, social, and creative potentials.
From the moment we are born, the learning process begins. As babies, we explore the sights and sounds around us. As young children, we embrace language and social skills. Once we enter our school years, we begin to learn the fundamental skills of reading, writing, and math. But for the 20% of the nation's school-age population that have a learning disability, mastering these basic skills can be a difficult and frustrating challenge.
Students that have a learning disability really are impacted two ways. Academically, they lose the access to vocabulary and information and discourse structure or organization of ideas that you get through text. They also have emotional consequences where they start feeling poorly about themselves because they see their peers catching on and learning to read while they cannot. Sometimes this leads to depression or anxiety. Sometimes this leads to acting out. And oftentimes you have to address those emotional and behavioral issues in order to begin the road to remediation.
Additionally, statistics show that a staggering 80% of this group faces a language-based learning disability.
In order for schools to address learning challenges, teachers need significant training in child development and language structure and in remedial techniques for teaching language, math, and content areas. Schools also need to work in a collaborative way, so specialists are working alongside teachers and teachers are working together.
While some students are able to independently compensate for their weaknesses, others benefit from or even require a structured support program. Yet few schools offer the comprehensive approach these students need.
We need to integrate curriculum so specific skills are incorporated into meaningful activities for students. And we need to support students in their strengths as well as weaknesses. So we shouldn't be pulling, for example, students that need remediation out of areas that really are strengths for them, like art and music.
Identifying the best educational environment for a child who learns differently can be a daunting challenge for parents. And while it is important to research the many different programs available, one option is a school that works exclusively with learning disabled students.
I think the primary benefit of a program that focuses solely on students who learn differently is that for the first time, the students really feel like they're in an academic setting where their learning issues do not overshadow their strengths. I think parents ultimately make the decision to send their child to a program like that because they see the benefit of having all of the teachers that are trained specialists and can not only support their students within the scope of the classroom, but also in their creative and social needs as well.
We brought our son here, like most parents, frankly, because we had to. Everything else had failed. He'd been in conventional schools, he'd been with specialized tutors, he'd received specialized programs, and it wasn't working. And we came here in desperation. Greenwood was recommended as the only place that could possibly help him. We expected, our worst fear was that it would be a place where our child would be warehoused, where a difficult child would be sort of kept out of trouble and kept out of the system. In fact, what we found is this is an extraordinary place. Magical things happen to our son, and in terms of all aspects of his education, not just the LD issues, but the socialization, the coping with life. And today, he's in fact a fully functional child, all the things we'd hoped for before we brought him to Greenwood.
And while it's important to understand that no school can cure a student's learning problem, a curriculum that is above all success-oriented often yields the best results. Allowing students to see the positive results of their efforts enables them to discover firsthand that they are in control of their success.
Many of our boys have been misunderstood in school and haven't had the experience of being rewarded with the success that they deserve for their efforts. At Greenwood, arguably the greatest gift we can give our students is a rediscovery of the love of learning that results when they find that their efforts can result in success. This increases self-confidence, shows them that they have real power in their lives and that they can achieve their dreams.
By limiting enrollment to just 44 boys aged 9 to 16 years old, Greenwood offers a truly individualized approach to overcoming language-based disabilities. Highly trained teachers work closely with students to design a continuously evolving research-based learning plan to provide the most effective remediation for each student.
Based on the research of Joseph Torgerson and others, we know that in order to close the achievement gap, we need to increase the intensity of instruction. That means smaller class sizes and more time on task in class. We also need the diagnostic information so that we know individual strengths and needs, and we can develop specific goals and objectives tailored to those needs. In a small tutorial, we can do that, and then we can use the curricular resources targeted to those goals and objectives, monitor progress on an ongoing basis, and make subtle adjustments day by day to help that student close that gap.
The Greenwood School was founded, like many schools, on the belief that the people who founded it wanted to do everything possible for each child. In most schools, they end up compromising that ideal because, of course, they have to deal with economics, the reality of doing the most they can for the most number of kids. At Greenwood, whether it's been stubbornness or idealism, this school has stuck to that ideal and stuck to the notion that we are always going to do whatever it takes for each child that is here. Technology has changed, times have changed, people have changed, but that standard has never changed.
Greenwood's unique program, strong in creative as well as functional studies, strives to awaken a child's inherent enthusiasm to learn. Science, history, literature, art, music, and athletics all assure that students will not only be intellectually challenged, but creatively inspired as well.
A balanced curriculum is really key to what we do at Greenwood. Most students with learning disabilities are pulled from creative classes. So instead of having a music class or working in an art studio or having exposure to theater, they're being pulled out of those classes to have extra reading help or extra spelling help. We find that students really find their true voice in those creative classes, and it's upon those strengths that they really build for their futures.
I like attending Greenwood because it has a different feel to the school than a regular public school would, and it's just a lot more comfortable here now that I've been here for a few years.
I like attending Greenwood because of the academics and sports and the food, and the dorm's great, and being able to be really close to friends, and that faculty's really great, and you know, it's more individual attention than just having like the whole class.
It's helped me with what I had to work with, and there's so many teachers that like it was personalized, and I could have teachers like working on my individual needs rather than what the majority of the class needs.
Dormitory life at Greenwood is an integral part of its program. A relaxed, family-like atmosphere is a home away from home, a place where students are an important part of the community.
Creating a culture of care and an environment that's very family-oriented is crucial to what we do at Greenwood. As a junior boarding school, we have many young students who are living far away from home. So all of our teaching faculty also have residential duties. And we really find that when we are reading bedtime stories with them at night, or helping them find their socks in the morning, or participating in weekend activities with them, that those bonds really yield great dividends in the classrooms, and that the relationships that are formed outside the class really foster the work environment in class.
You get really personal with the faculty, and if you have like a really big problem with the kid, you can talk to him or her, and we sometimes go out with dinners with our favorite teachers and stuff, which is lots of fun because we're so close.
I think the best part about living with the faculty is probably getting to know them really personally, and they're kind of like a father or mother figure because you don't have your parents here, so you're kind of alone, so it kind of helps out.
If you're doing your homework and you need help, they're actually there to help you, and at night if you need them, you can go and find them. So it's great, and they're more friends than teachers.
All of our resources at the Greenwood School are poured directly back into the students that we serve. With more resources, we could offer scholarship money and make the Greenwood experience available to families who otherwise couldn't afford it. Our other dream is to fund an internship program where teachers across the country could come and spend time at the Greenwood School and learn what we do and take the Greenwood way back to their hometowns and transform lives in their home communities.
Learning disabled students should never identify with failure. By developing a student's confidence and sense of self today,
good job, guys. It is. It's 100 milliliters. You're right.
the Greenwood School is helping prepare them for success tomorrow. To find out more about the Greenwood School, visit greenwood.org or call 802-387-4545.